There's an elephant in the room and it's on my face. Maskne.
It looks something like this.
Hello gorgeous, welcome back to my channel. Right now, a lot of us are dealing with it. A lot of us want to know how to get rid of it, and most of all, we want to know how to cover it up. Because the problem is that for as long as we're wearing masks, the maskne, it might not be going anywhere. So we're gonna talk today about how to cover this ish up. And then also I'm gonna share with you all of the things that I've been trying, what's worked and what hasn't worked for getting rid of all of this pizza all over my face. Because I feel like a boy going through puberty right now, and it is so aggravating. Let me just say that, it's aggravating, so I feel ya. So let's jump in and let's cover it up. Pull my hair out of my face, and the only thing I have on my face is my skincare. We can talk a little bit about skincare as we go, because this is gonna be a little bit of a chit-chatty. I don't know why I wanted to say cartoon. Why did that almost come out of my mouth? Anyways, we have the Laneige Glowy Makeup Serum. I've been really liking this because it adds some moisture into your skin. So the thing that I wanna really talk about right now is skincare, really quick. If you are dealing with maskne or acne of any type, and you are not getting professional help for it, let me be the first to tell you that not wearing moisturizer is not the answer. You need to moisturize your skin, because if you don't, your skin's going to get flaky and cruddy and scaly, and it's gonna just make it look even worse. So do not skip the moisturizer, that is key. One of the best ways to treat acne, first of all, is to see a doctor. That's not in everybody's budget, I understand that. I'm getting cystic acne, and I'm only getting it on my chin, which in everybody's brain is probably like, ding, 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 that's maskne. I have seen nurse estheticians, I've seen my OBGYN, and my OBGYN also does skincare as well. And what I have been told is that, yes, the masks might be aggravating it further, but my problem is actually hormonal. And that's not a surprise if you're new here, not a surprise at all, because you guys know my hormones have been whack. They've just been whack ever since I stopped breastfeeding. So this is a hormonal situation. I'm currently on testosterone, and that doesn't help things either. So just to let you know what my situation is. Okay, so have my skincare on, primed my skin, and honestly, I just need a little bit of primer. That's just how I like my skin, what I like on my skin, I should say. So I'm gonna correct the red spots with green concealer. This is Dermablend. This is not new to you guys. I've been using this forever. This is the quick fix. It's a green powder that when you put it in your hand, it's a powder, but then as soon as you touch it, it actually turns into a cream, which is amazing. So I'm going to be super selective, and I'm going to apply this only where I have redness on my face. And it's all like right here. I look like a Christmas ornament. That's a lot of green. It always blows my mind whenever I watch other YouTubers or makeup artists do makeup and them not color correct before foundation or even after foundation, and they just cover spots with just foundation and concealer. And the reason that it blows my mind is because for me, as the day wears on, the redness really shows through. And so I find that color correcting actually prolongs the life of my makeup in the coverage. So now I'm just adding a little color correcting to my under eyes. This is something I do in every single video, nothing new here, using Charlotte Tilbury. When you are color correcting, the secret is that you want to apply your color correcting only to the areas that you want to color correct. Because if you're applying peach to your normal skin color, then it's going to look like you got peach skin. You only want to put the peach where the purple tones are so that it corrects it. It counteracts the purple. Same with green. You want the green directly on the red because it helps balance it out. Okay, now that I've got all of this set on my face, I'm actually gonna do a little spritz here. Because as I've been treating my acne, my skin has been getting super, super dry, even though I'm taking care of it. So I just like to consistently put moisture back into my skin throughout the day. So keeping moisture on hand or a spray on hand really is beneficial. So I am loving this foundation. It's Fenty Beauty. This is the Pro Filter Soft Matte Longwear. I am shade 235. This is a full coverage foundation and it is unbelievable. You do want to shake it before applying. I have always been a fan of applying foundation with a foundation brush. That is something that I've just always done, and then I blend it out with my beauty blender, my sponge. I have noticed, for me personally, I'm gonna take my rings off actually. For me personally, throughout this acne journey that I've been going through in the past year, that my skin looks the best when I don't use a makeup or a foundation brush to apply my foundation over my acne. I just get a better, more flawless finish if I leave the brush at home, basically. So I'm gonna do just a couple of pumps on my hands, and my fingertips here, and I'm going to pat this on. This is how I've been doing my makeup whenever I wear makeup, and it's made the biggest difference in the way that my face looks, in my opinion. Okay, now that I've got my foundation applied with my fingers, all I did was use a damp beauty blender, and I actually dampened it with my setting spray because I want a really even surface to work on here. And I'm just pouncing that into my skin. So as you can see, my acne is already looking like it's pretty covered. Like, I mean, I can still in the mirror see the bumps, but the redness is really, really covered. And the reason is because we color corrected. It makes such a huge difference. We're gonna go on to concealer. My favorite concealer right now is still the CoverGirl True Blend. I think that this is fantastic. It's a great dupe for Shape Tape. I actually like it better than Shape Tape. I know that that's like blasphemy in the world of every fashion blogger out there, which I think is ridiculous because they all talk about Shape Tape and it's not the end all be all. I'll just verify that for you guys real quick. And then I'm gonna do just right here. But instead of touching each individual blemish, I'm going to highlight my chin and highlight my nose. So instead of bringing attention to a lighter color on those spots, it's going to instead bring attention to the fact that I'm highlighting that area, if that makes sense. I'm just using that damp beauty blender again. See, it looks so good. So good. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do my eyes and we will be right back. I'm using a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the magic powder, and I'm gonna apply that with a beauty blender right under my eyes. Don't get too heavy-handed when it comes to your powder, especially around your eyes, because that is when your makeup starts to look cakey and it drags your eyes down and it makes you look like you're aging prematurely, and none of us want that, right? I'm just wiping away any excess powder around my eyes with my Sephora. This is the Pro Airbrush in 55. I love this brush. I have had it on hand for so long, and it's so soft and fluffy, and honestly, it just does a really good job of getting rid of any excess powder. Okay, let's talk about powder for a second. You don't want to powder your entire face. I've talked about this a lot because it's just going to make you look cakey, and we never, ever, ever want to look cakey, especially during the winter months because we're going to be drier and it's going to like really make you look cakey and heavy, and like you don't want that. So we're only going to powder the areas that we need it. For me, I get shiny around right here and then right here and right here. And then you want to powder anywhere that you want to set your makeup, which for me is where I have pimples. So, which by the way, isn't that coverage really, really good? It's amazing coverage. So I'm going to use a little bit of powder. Okay, I love, love, love the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Red. It's fantastic. I've hit pan on it and it's pretty much gone. I'm gonna use just a tiny bit of it, and I'm not gonna use it everywhere. What I'm gonna do is do a little bit of it right where I see a little tiny bit of redness popping through. Okay, so I'm gonna set my makeup on those 3 spots that I saw a little bit of redness. And then we're gonna go in with, let's do some Hourglass. I'm gonna do a little combination here. I'm gonna use a tiny bit of the Hourglass. This is the Veil Translucent Powder. I love Hourglass products. I'm just gonna tap off a little bit of excess here. Now I'm going to set this area. Again, set the entire area. Don't focus on your pimples or it's gonna look like that those pimples are lighter. So I'm using the IT Cosmetics CC Your Skin But Better Airbrush Perfecting Powder. I love everything IT Cosmetics does. Tap off any excess. I'm using color light, and I'm just gonna brush it lightly over my T-zone. Okay, and so the thing you wanna remember is that once you've got your makeup in place, I'm gonna wipe this off now. Once you've got your makeup in place, you need to be light-handed with makeup application on your face. Because When you have your foundation and everything's set and then you go to do your bronzer or whatever, if you are too heavy-handed, you're gonna start moving the product around on your face, and then that's when, have you ever seen somebody that like they have like smush marks or swipe marks on their face? It's because they got too heavy-handed and just it never looks good. So just be aware that that can happen. So I'm gonna go ahead and add some bronzer and we will be right back. I've got my bronzer on. I'm going to apply a little bit of blush here, and I'm gonna probably combine two different blushes. I'm using Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Cheek to Chic Pillow Talk. Oh, I love everything Pillow Talk. I love everything that she makes, honestly. It's just divine. Oh, that's such a beautiful cheek color for fall. And then I'm gonna add a little bit of NARS Orgasm. I'm gonna add a little bit of the NARS Orgasm highlighter. There's a trio in this palette that I'm using. I'm going to do right down the bridge of my nose. Now, you never, ever, ever want to put highlighter wherever you have a pimple, a whitehead, uneven texture, because that's going to really bring a ton of attention to it. So just keep that in mind. But you want to accentuate with highlighter anywhere that you want to draw attention to, especially the high planes of your face, which is why I go the bridge of the nose, the cheekbones. But if you're having some uneven texture here or a little breakout, I would highly suggest not using your highlighter because it's going to really draw the eye to that pimply space. Luckily, my cheekbones are pretty clear right now. Now see, I did that and I have a little spot right there, and look, it brought attention to it immediately. Ugh, it's aggravating. I'm gonna see if I can kind of touch that up here in a second. Okay, so I've got my glow going on. I'm gonna go ahead and set my face again with some spray. I'm using the It Cosmetics Your Skin But Better. I really like it. I've been using the Tarte one for a while. It's fine, it does the job. Honestly, I kind of feel like setting spray is setting spray across the board. I'm not sold out to any particular one except for the Pixie Glow Mist. I love that one so much. It just adds such a beautiful glow to your face. It's so pretty. I'm gonna go ahead and finish my eyes and brows, and then I'm gonna come back and we are gonna chat about acne skincare. Okay, so you guys can see there's really no visible acne. Zoom in, zoom in. All of the redness is gone. Obviously, you can see where bumps were. That's the thing. You cannot aim to have perfect skin when you don't have perfect skin. But what you can do is aim to cover it as perfectly as possible. And that's what we did today. We just covered it as perfectly as possible. I forgot to put on my eyebrow gel. I just realized. So let's do that while we're talking. All right, let's talk about skincare really quick, because there's a lot of stuff that you can try and do for acne. And you can spend a lot of money and a lot of time, and I've kind of been doing both of those things, let's be honest. I have sort of reached the end of my rope with my acne, just short of taking Accutane, because like that's where you go with cystic acne. And my cystic acne has been so sore, and the second that one clears up, I get about 2 to 4 more. It's so aggravating. And sometimes I'll get them other places than my chin, but primarily it's the chin. I have tried all of the things, all of the over-the-counter stuff. I have tried chemical peels. I have tried face masks. I have tried a ton of stuff. And now I'm doing BBL acne treatment, which is a laser. So it is a laser that is 3 colors, and they go with 1 pass red, 1 pass or yellow, and then 1 pass blue. My nail just fell off. Daggone it. Well, I gotta fix my nail. Okay, so they do 1 pass red, 1 pass yellow, 1 pass blue, and it really has seemed to make the biggest difference, because I got my last treatment yesterday, and this one is going down significantly compared to what it was yesterday. So it absolutely works. Does it work long term? I don't know. I'm on week 3 of it. I'm seeing a major difference in my skin. It is not a cheap treatment by any means, but from what I've heard from other people who've reached out to me on Instagram, knowing that I'm doing the BBL, is that they have had excellent results and they are incredibly happy about that. I got a Diamond Blow? I had a Diamond Glow facial 2 days ago at Dr. Gilpin's office here in Nashville, which, I mean, honestly, that office is incredible. Just a shout out, if you're in the Nashville area, make sure to check them out. I had a Diamond Glow facial there, which is, in my opinion, a step up from the Hydrofacial. That's not what they call it, but that's what I call it. They do all kinds of extractions from your face with a machine, and it was crazy to see everything that came out of my skin. I do feel like my skin looks a lot better than it did earlier this week. So I do think that that combined with the BBL has made a huge difference. Something that I have noticed makes a really, really big difference is salicylic acid. If you are suffering from acne, whether it's individual spots or full-on breakouts, especially cystic, consider getting yourself a salicylic acid cleanser, a cleanser that contains that key ingredient. Not sure if that's pregnancy and breastfeeding safe, so double check that if you are nursing or if you have a babe or you're pregnant. But what I do is I remove all of my makeup, I cleanse as usual, and then I go back in with the salicylic cleanser and apply it only to the areas where I'm seeing a breakout, and I let it sit on my skin. I set my timer on my phone for 5 minutes and I let it sit on my skin. I go do something else and let it just really seep in and get deep cleaning into my skin, and I feel like that makes a big difference. Another thing that's really important is I use my Clarisonic brush, which I know they've been discontinued, and that honestly makes me hurt from the inside out. I cannot believe that they are discontinuing Clarisonics. It's so sad because I love mine so much. It makes a huge difference. I don't know what brushes you would say are comparable to that. I know there a lot of people like the Foreo, but for me that gets a really deep clean. Heads up, the cleansing brushes do not exfoliate, they're just cleansing. Another key thing that you need to make sure that you're doing is exfoliating regularly. That's going to depend on what type of skin you have, whether you're going to do an actual physical or a chemical scrub. You need to do the research and talk to your esthetician about that if you are seeing an esthetician or a dermatologist. But it's so important. I mean, think about it. You go to bed or get in the shower every day and you take all of the dirt off of your body. You take the dirt off of your teeth when you brush your teeth, but we're not removing the dead skin that it just builds up on your skin, and that actually helps exaggerate fine lines and wrinkles. So make sure you're exfoliating. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that it helped. One tip is that when you're wearing your mask, I've heard that if you spritz the inside of your mask before you wear it with a toner, it does help prevent the bacteria and it will help prevent acne. Also, or maskne, make sure that you're washing your mask between every wear. That is so important. The dirt, the bacteria you're breathing out to bacteria on your skin, it just sits on that mask. And if you keep putting it on your face, it's gonna keep breaking you out. So make sure you're washing that regularly. Leave a comment below and let me know what videos you wanna see from me next. And as always, link to every single thing that I used in this video down below in the description box. So just click to expand and everything will be linked there for your shopping pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I love y'all so much. Au revoir. 8 years. In the 8 years of the history of Hello Gorgeous, I've never gotten so many requests for a makeup look than I did that day. I mean, my DMs were like, every single person was like, can I see this makeup look? What did you use on your eyes? And the thing is that